Welcome back, and we're gonna go through what is on my iPhone. I'm gonna get comfy and cozy here. So I have the iPhone 13 Pro Max in Sierra Blue. I have a clear case, and then I have a Polaroid of my boyfriend and I. I'm gonna do a screen recording of my phone so then you guys can follow along with me. There will be some things blurred out, but I'll go through that as we get there. So I'm going to toggle this first screen so then it doesn't go away or shut down on me. But the first screen is one of those, I think it's like an IT generator thing that creates photos for you. And so I took a photo of my boyfriend and I hiking. It was one of our first photos together. And I can't remember what words I put in there, but this is what it came out with. I'll pin the post on my TikTok if you want to see the original versus this. And then I also use military time. I've worked in the hospital setting for several years and it just made sense to me. It was very easy to swap over. When you unlock my phone, this is the first screen that you come into. So the very first thing that you'll see is this widget here. It's a photo of my boyfriend and I. Then right next to it, you'll see that all of my folders are with emojis. I started that in middle school and I just kind of never changed. Don't know why, I just did it. So the first one is camera, videos, all that fun stuff. So I do have Apple Photos, camera, FaceTime, and Google Photos. I back everything up to Google Photos. I do also have iCloud, but I prefer to do Apple Photo or Google Photos because it's easier to get them onto my computer and then download them if needed, or just transfer computer to computer. And then this next one is utilities. So it has my calculator, my contacts, notes, iTunes, which is offloaded. You'll notice a really common trend here where a lot of my apps are offloaded. I either offload them because I don't use them, or my phone will automatically offload them if I haven't used them in a certain amount of time. I have the App Store, I have Find My iPhone, the Weather app, and then Calendar. I do use the Calendar app quite a bit. The next one is Apple and a poop emoji. It used to be when I was middle school, high school, Apple shit I hate. That does not stand true. I just never changed the emojis because I think it's funny. I am a child. No, so it has the Wallet app. I don't use Google or Apple Maps. I do use Google Maps, but I got bulked in here because Maps is in here, and I don't really use Health. They used to be apps that you couldn't delete, but I think, yeah, you can delete any of those cards now, or any of those apps now with no problem. But you used to not be able to. I think there was also like Newsstand or things like that, and I don't have those. I was able to delete those, and when I did, this little section went down by a lot, and it saved me a lot of memory on my phone. And the next one is my phone app. Obviously, that's just there. This is here is a widget. It shows my most frequented apps or app suggestions. So the first line is typically apps that I've recently used, and then the second line is apps that it feels I would probably use. So I've recently used Facebook, Snapchat, Amazon, Signal, but I haven't used Shein in months. I used to use it a lot. So I think it just suggests apps to me too. And I just keep it here because it's kind of nice if I'm like wanting to get something quickly and I don't want to scroll through my phone and I'm being really lazy. This widget down here you'll see is blurred out. It's photos of my nephews, and it will be photos of my niece when she's born. So it's blurred out for safety. Nothing bad, just kids. And then this one is like a pedometer app. It links up to my Apple Watch, so if I don't wear my Apple Watch, it doesn't count my steps. I was charging my Apple Watch half of the day today because I forgot to charge it last night, so it didn't get all my steps. This next page is actually the page that I'm probably on the most because most of my apps are here. So the first thing you'll see is this widget. It's a calendar. It's nice to see it because I do use it a lot. And then this one is my social media apps. I have Facebook Messenger, TikTok, obviously, link in bio, Snapchat, VSCO or Vesco. That's offloaded. I used it a lot in high school. And then I stopped and I deleted it. And then my younger brother told me that he posted his photography on there, so I got it again. And then I didn't use it and my phone offloaded it. And I do not know my password, so I probably will never get back into it. Marco Polo is this one right here. It's kind of like Snapchat except for your video save. I used it a lot. I used it frequently to talk to my sister-in-law when she lived in Alaska with my brother. It was a good way for us to communicate, see my nephew. I have Facebook, Instagram, link in bio, Twitter, which I don't use a ton, Bumble. I am in a relationship. I use Bumble for Bumble BFF to make friends. I haven't used it in a while, mostly because I'm really bad at it. I'll get really motivated. I'll be like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to make friends. And then people will start messaging me and I will have lost my motivation and I will stop responding. Duolingo is offloaded. When I worked overnight, I used Duolingo and I was learning Spanish. I stopped when I switched to days. I found that I just didn't have as much time. And then I used Reddit as well for a ton of different subreddits. I just find Reddit entertaining. The next one is a bunch of question marks because I have no idea what you'd call this area. It has my clock, my GIF or GIF keyboard. I call it a GIF keyboard. Don't come for me. I have to have this app to be able to use the keyboard for texting, so it just stays here. I think that's the same with Bitmoji. I don't use them. I never go into them, but they're there. Call filter by Verizon. I have Verizon. This came with my plan. It has helped a ton. There was a period of time where I was getting like 6 to 10 calls a day of spam callers. I'm a Pinterest girly. I love Pinterest. I think I probably use my Pinterest app the most next to TikTok. And I found out that there were recipes on it and I was like, ooh, I love recipes. And I ended up a Pinterest girly. Skyscanner is an app where you can find the cheapest flights, the cheapest hotels, and the cheapest car rentals. I use it when I'm about to travel. I already talked about Bitmoji. Airbnb is the same as Skyscanner. I'm not traveling anytime soon, so I don't need Airbnb. It's there if I need it, but I don't need it. Zoom I use for therapy as well as work. I have the app. It's a very infrequent use. But if I delete the app, like I have before, I end up needing it later that day. And I try to use the web page instead and just get around it, and it is a nightmare. Wellmark is insurance. If I'm in the doctor's office, if I need to search something right then and there, I can pull up my app and search it that way. The next two are offloaded apps. Photo editor. I have Photoshop on my computer, so I probably won't use the photo editor app ever again, but it's there. And then my Verizon. I'm not an account manager. It is completely worthless to me. If you're not an account manager, there's no point in downloading it, essentially. And the next one's a little purse because it's shopping, all except for the first app. And the very first app is Quizlet. I'm a student. I study best with flashcards. I know that about myself, and it is a hassle and a half sometimes to be carrying around flashcards, especially if it's like a big assignment. So Quizlet comes in handy, and I can just practice on my phone. Then there's eBay, Walmart, Ulta Beauty, Honey, Target, Amazon, obviously, Shein. I haven't shopped in Shein in months. The sweater is from Shein though, but I haven't shopped there in months and months and months. There was a whole fiasco with my last order and it made me very, very angry, and I haven't shopped there since. Craigslist is offloaded, but I do use Craigslist to find local garage sales. The next page is Etsy. Nextdoor, which is kind of like a community Facebook page. People will post things that are happening in my community, in my area. So like this morning, there was a post about someone's car was broken in. She posted photos from her camera. She said that she had contacted the police. She showed damage to her car, all that fun stuff. And then her street. So it's somewhat like feels unsafe, but also at the same time, it's nice because it's people in the community. Redbubble. I get stickers on Redbubble, but I haven't in a while, so I offloaded that one. PetSmart, I don't know that I've ever opened the app. It is there. Don't know that I've used it. Menards is offloaded. I shop in store. I don't really shop online. Macari, buy, sell. Same as Poshmark, buy, sell. Dunkin' is offloaded. I have not found a good Dunkin' drink yet. If you have a recommendation, go ahead and comment it below. I like things that are high in caffeine, that are coffee, but don't taste like coffee. And I love caramel. Sally Beauty. I do have a Sally Rewards, so I get like points when I shop there. I usually get my nails there. And then Petco, which is offloaded. The next one, the first one will be blurred out because it's my bank, but I have my banking apps here. So my bank, my actual bank, Venmo, Cash App is offloaded because I don't use Cash App. BioLife is a plasma bank. I donate plasma. It is my preferred plasma bank. I'll do a whole video on that. Klarna, Shop, Affirm, and Afterpay are all the same kind of app. So they are like an app where you can make payments towards a larger purchase to make the purchase more manageable. I feel like every website uses a different kind of service like that, so I have them all. I don't use them all. I think Sezzle also might be in that same category. I have them all, I don't use them all, and I never purchase more than one thing at a time. HelloFresh. I used HelloFresh for a while when we first moved here and I became vegetarian. I became vegetarian in 2020, and then we moved here in July of 2020, and I really didn't know what I was doing, so it was really nice to have that guide to help me figure out what I was doing. We stopped using it because we had a couple natural disasters happen where our fridge stopped working and the food went bad. No fault to HelloFresh. They're great meals. We've thought about going back to them. We just haven't. But I keep the app because all of your, you get to keep your recipes, and then we have the physical recipes too. Uber and Lyft I don't use because I never go anywhere that I would need to. I am typically DD. I'm okay with that. I don't really drink a lot. I don't love drinking. Okay, lay down. Our co-host is joining us. Hopefully he's behaving because he was not earlier. PayPal is another one that a lot of brands pay you on PayPal, so I got a PayPal. I'm not working with any brands. I'd love to, but I'm not. And then Griffles and Paceline are together. Griffles is another plasma bank. I don't donate there anymore, but I have $6 off of their debit card system. This one is MyChart, how I contact my doctor. eText, eText and iScanner were apps I used when school went online and it was a way to like scan homework in. I should probably just delete those. Indeed is just a good app to have always. NordVPN, same thing. I have my Nord on all the time. The next one is blurred out because it's my school app. And then I'm going to flip between the two here. Udemy, edX, Skillshare, and Coursera are all places where people share their skills, share learning experiences, stuff like that. I've used edX and Udemy to learn how to like decorate cakes, but I'd like to use them for editing purposes now and camera and photography. So I have them all. I'm excited to use them. Influencer is an app that you have to get so many points to get product, but you can get product and then you do reviews for companies. I have never gotten anything from there, but I have the app. So this next one is books. So I have my Apple Books, Shutterfly, which is photography, but I can purchase photo books on there. So that's how I made that one work. Kindle. I have Kindle Unlimited. I have Amazon Prime, so books are there. Pet Pro Connect is my animal's vet. I don't know why it ended up there, but it did. Goodreads. I love Goodreads. If you want to be my friend on Goodreads, I'll post my username in the comments. Please friend me. I need more friends on Goodreads. I love Goodreads. Libby is an app that I can use from my library, and I can rent audiobooks, magazines, and books. Duh. And then Suntan City just kind of ended up there too. Hoopla, same thing as Libby, except for I can also get movies and soundtracks. And then audiobooks and novels is a free app if you're looking for something like that. It has like classics on it. This next one is my watch. So it has my watch, my fitness, and then 23andMe. I got 23andMe for Christmas from my boyfriend, and I just wanted to know some stuff about myself, and that was why I got it, but super cool. This next one's travel. So I have some national park ones, which help you find places to stay, campsites, also just kind of like national park information. Road Trippers is a really great app. In the free version, I think you get like 4 stops. In the paid version, you get as many as you need. It'll tell you nearby destinations, cool things to see, stuff like that, and campsites and all that. Transit is a bus app. Gas Buddy, I use Gas Buddy all the time. I 10 out of 10 recommend using Gas Buddy. Wherever you are, if you have your location on, open up Gas Buddy, and it'll tell you where the cheapest gas near you is. Or you can put in a destination or a town or whatever, or like a route, and it'll tell you where the cheapest gas on that route is. Waze is I think it's powered through Google Maps, but it's another service where people all connect together. So other drivers will post if there's construction, if there's a cop, if there's a speed trap, if there's an accident, like whatever's going on. It's really nice because people are communicating in real time what's happening. So I like that. This next one is health and fitness. So I have Plyo. I'm going to actually open these ones up because I can, and it won't reveal anything about me. So Plyo is a points system. So like today I earned 3 points because I didn't wear my watch all day. But if you do 60 minutes at the gym, you earn points. Your heart rate, you earn points. Your steps, you earn points. Your points then go to the shop, and there are online prizes or discounts or things like that. So, or they have local ones. I'm not going to click on it, but there's something like with Subway, like a free drink or free cookie, or like free pizza, like a free small kids pizza, stuff like that. If you want, you can sign up with my referral code down here, and it'll be in my description box. You get 50 points, but it's a really cool app. Even if I'm just like walking by the gym, I get points. This next one is called Paceline. I love Paceline. So if I do 150 minutes of exercise in a week, I get a prize. So last week I did $1 Amazon. It doesn't sound like a lot, but it adds up if you get that every week. It used to be a prize every week. It's not anymore. It's like every other week, which is a bummer because they changed their policy because now they're cool and have a credit card. I don't have a credit card, and I will not be getting the credit card. But anyway, this week I can get, a sample for just shipping, or $10 off a purchase, 30-day free trial, IV, liquid IV. Like, you get pretty cool stuff. They also used to do like a Target, Walmart, or Starbucks card. Sweatcoin, another thing just like that. Body Fit is an app with workouts on it, and then Fitbit. And then these are all apps that I use that have the same kind of concept, just not as great prizes. And then BitLife is a game. My camera is going to die, so I'm going to pick this up in another video. I'm just going to go charge my camera real quick. So on this third page, it's a photo of my grandfather and I. He was like my role model, my best friend, a very important figure. I have a tattoo of him on my arm right here. So a very important person. I've always had a photo of him on my phone somewhere. Yeah. This first one is food. So I have a lot of food apps in here. A lot of them are offloaded because I don't order online as much anymore, or out, I guess. So Grubhub is offloaded, but it's an ordering system, kind of like Doordash or GoPuff, but I don't use either of them very often. Hy-Vee is where I get my groceries. I use it to make lists, get coupons because they have coupons in the app, and then also I get gas fuel saver, so it's like so many cents off per gallon, and that links to my wallet, so I need to have the app. GoPuff, you can order groceries, you can order alcohol, medication, anything like that on there. Really nice, really simple. They're open a lot later than most of these apps, so they're very convenient. Chomp is a local delivery app. I haven't actually ever used Chomp, but I've had it downloaded. It's been offloaded by my phone. Casey's, obviously Casey's Rewards, same thing kind of as Hy-Vee, you get cents off gas. We have Casey's in Iowa. I love Casey's pizza, so I have it for the Casey's pizza, but I don't really use that very often. Jimmy John's, I love a Jimmy John's. I'm a big fan of Jimmy John's. The vegetarian in Minnesota tastes different than the vegetarian in Iowa. So if we're ever in Minnesota, I always go to Jimmy John's because theirs has a little bit of spice and it's delicious. Aldi, grocery shopping. Panera, at my old job, there was a Panera just down the street, so I got Panera a lot. I don't anymore, but I had the app for that. These are the two apps. I'm sorry if my voice keeps cutting out. I'm having allergies. It's just how I sound in the morning. These two apps are what I use for those widgets and shortcuts into apps. So Widgetsmith and Shortcuts. McDonald's offloaded, but they do have McDonald's rewards now, and so I thought that was cool. And then I don't go to McDonald's, so I don't know why I downloaded it. Come and Go, same as Casey's. Gas. Subway, I think I have like $15 in gift cards from when I was in high school on here, and I never eat it at Subway. I'm not a Subway girly, but I have that because I have the gift cards. And then Starbucks. I love Starbucks. I'm a big Starbucks person. Through Paceline, I get Starbucks gift cards, or I used to. I don't know if they're still doing it. I haven't been able to tell because I haven't hit that far on my streak. But this next one is ways I can make money. So I have in here Shopper. It would be Instacart shopping. I did it once. I offloaded it because I didn't ever really want to do it again. If you don't get a store that you're familiarized with, you only get a certain amount of time to shop, and it becomes very, very stressful. And also the person that you're shopping for needs to communicate with you because a lot of stores are out of a lot of product. And if they haven't selected a substitution prior, I just didn't like it. Doordash, I do Doordash every once in a while. I haven't in a while because it's not very lively in the summer where I live. But when it is like school year, if I needed to make a couple extra bucks or something like that, I could DoorDash for an hour and make $100. And then Rover, I've done Rover on and off for a number of years. It's a pet sitting app. Simple, easy. It is what it is. Then I have all these apps that are offloaded. They're apartment hunting apps or house hunting apps. When I get bored and I want to imagine my life in 10 years, I like to look at houses. Or around the time when my landlord will send me an application to renew, I always look and see what else is out there. And then TurboTax, it's not tax season, so it's offloaded. So I have a calendar thing here. So I have birthdays, anyone's birthday. Happy birthday, Noah, if you're watching this, or Kennedy, if you're watching this. Happy birthday to your husband. This last screen is one that when I am at work, I put myself on Do Not Disturb in a special way. It's a work Do Not Disturb, so I can't access any of my other pages. I can't access any of my other apps. I don't even get notifications for them. This is the page I'm on, so I can access my Spotify. I can access my podcasts and my Widgetsmith here of the stars because I'm a space nerd. Obviously, my dog's name is Pluto. My cat's name is Nebula. I like space. And then I can access these apps down below. Then this is my app library. I don't have any apps in the app library that aren't on my home screen. I would lose them and I would be like, oh my gosh, I have that app. So I don't use that like that. Down here, I obviously have my settings, my messages, which if you go into my messages, I have a message from Lindsay. I'm dog sitting for her. She's a friend. Hi, Lindsay. And then I have up top, I have pinned messages between my boyfriend and I, my best friend Elena, and then a group chat between my sister-in-laws and my mom. It's pictures of my nephews and my sweetie niece. So we just share photos of them, and I share photos of my pets. And my mom shares baking, which is really nice. Email, work stuff, things like that. So Safari, Gmail, Google Drive. I don't really use it anymore, so it's offloaded. CNN. I love reading the news. I love staying up to date on the news. I get the top 5 news of the day every morning from CNN. I do use different networks. CNN is my favorite, but I do use different networks. I'm also an NPR girly. I check all my sources. I like to cross compare, and so like even though I'm not a Fox News person, I do read Fox News, and I like to see the different sides of every news story. I used to be a journalism major / advertising major, so I know that there is bias in any news reporting, and it's really, really important to take that bias into account and make sure that you're looking at different sources. Outlook is what I use for work. I probably have like 1,000 notifications on here. I turn my notifications off on Wednesday because I had the day off and I was getting notifications, and I just haven't turned it back on because it's kind of nice not to have them on. My school one's also through there. Chrome, I actually don't even use it, but I should delete it. Signal is actually how I talk to my boyfriend. If you go into here, it's supposed to be kind of like a VPN type of system. It's just a little bit more private. I don't talk about anything bad, but after Roe v. Wade was overturned, I started using Signal between my boyfriend and I, just because I don't love that. So I would like more people in my life to use Signal. They don't have to, but it's just, I feel safer using Signal. It's like encrypted messages essentially, so it's harder for people to get into the system. And then DuckDuckGo, same type of thing as Signal or Nord. It's another harder system for, like, it's an encryption system. When Roe v. Wade happened, I got really into that type of thing. So if I need to Google something that I feel could upset the government in any way, shape, or form, or could raise a flag to them, even though it's not a red flag in any way, shape, or form, but it could to them, yeah. I won't go into politics. And then this last one here is all of my streaming services. I have a lot. I filter through my streaming services, so it's not like I'm using all of these at once. So the first one's YouTube. Obviously, I use YouTube. I'm posting on YouTube. I like YouTube a lot. I follow a lot of people on YouTube. I watch a lot of YouTube. It's a great place to be. Spotify, I've had Spotify for forever. If you'll notice on that main page here, Hamilton comes up. I think like 2 years running, it has been the most listened to album on my Spotify listened. Disney Plus, my mom and I share accounts for certain things. So like I share my Peacock and Paramount password with them. They share their Netflix and Disney Plus password with me. I have Audible, but I don't actually have a live subscription to them anymore. I have the Harry Potter books on here. Netflix, obviously. Roku is just the Roku remote. If I ever lose the remote or it's on the other side of the room and I want to change the channel and I don't want to get up because I'm comfy, I have the remote right there on my phone. Crime Junkie, I actually just canceled it. It ends in November, I think. I really don't recommend getting the subscription at all. Just use the Amazon podcast. Like 4 months into it, I kind of stopped listening to it and I started listening to other crime podcasts. And they just weren't as relevant, I guess, in my life. And I liked other crime podcasts more. The podcast app, I use the podcast app quite a bit. I'll go in here. So I don't save podcasts in here anymore because they, it adds to like my storage space on my phone. I listen to the Dateline. It's literally the Dateline show, just in audio. Crime Junkie in here. Girls Gotta Eat, 2020, Wake Up Call. I really like Wake Up Call. HBO Max, I filtered out because I'm not using it right now. Apple TV, I canceled it, but I have like, I think about 3 weeks left because I got 6 months free when I got my new phone and it's almost up. Roku is another app, Roku remote. Peacock, now we're going through an office phase. Discovery Plus, I'll be getting in September because I watch Sister Wives. Hulu came with my Spotify subscription. Paramount Plus will be ending September 1 when I get Discovery Plus. Wondery is another podcast app. You can get most of them on your Apple Podcasts, but if you want like certain episodes, you have to pay for a subscription. And so I decided to get the app because it was just a little bit more convenient. My favorite show on here is Scamfluencers, Bad Batch, and Dr. Death. NPR One and NPR, those are just both podcasts from NPR. They have separate apps because NPR, you can also read articles. Lifetime, Dance Moms, duh. We love Dance Moms. Tubi is a free service that you can get a lot of shows on. It has like Hell's Kitchen. Apple Music, I don't use Apple Music, but I had some old stuff on here that I paid for way back in the day. And then Prime Video because I have Amazon Prime. But yeah, that is my iPhone 13 Pro Max. I am happy you tuned in to watch. I hope you enjoyed, and we'll be doing a lot more fun videos like this. Thanks, guys.